Hello. Thanks for tuning in. I just felt like checking in with myself, first and foremost, and also with whomever may come across this video. I just dropped Elijah off at school, and I had a moment at a park by myself before going to a client's house, because it would have been too early if had I gone straight after that. But yeah, it's a beautiful morning. It's 60 degrees. The sun is shining. So I stretched outside my car, soaked up some sunshine, took off my shoes, got barefoot, just grounded and consciously moved in my body. Feeling a little sore and tender. I went skating for a couple hours 2 nights ago, and then last night I did like a little kind of workout thing. So yeah, my body's like, all right, kind of stiff feeling, so I just gotta like move things around. So it felt good to do that. Still feeling, it's gonna be a whole day of that. But yeah, I have a very long work day too, cleaning for 8 hours today, so I'm moving around, which is good. Keep moving. I forgot to put my seatbelt on when I got back in, and these shadows and light is like weird. It's kind of whatever. I don't need to even look at that because I'm driving. Okay, yeah, so just just learning how to really just be me, and freely, and without the anxiety and insecurities and second guessing myself and what I'm saying and doing, and being so judgmental on like what I look like, what I sound like, because I'm like, oh, my voice is like little, I don't know what's going on. I've been talking a lot, I guess, and I don't know if maybe I raised my voice, and I don't know, my voice is under stress. My face, I've been battling with feeling insecure with like my blemishes and skin problems, and it's gotten better recently, but still whenever stuff does come up, it's like that's all I see when I look at myself, which is really sad, and I can be really hard on myself. So working on that and being honest with myself and where I'm at, because I feel like, I can't like honestly come into the world without sharing, these parts that aren't as fun. They're very human though. So it's like when I talk to people about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm a human, and I'm going to go through that kind of stuff. It's just part of living in this day and age, in this world, and certain programming and influence, and just stuff that I've been exposed to and that's happened, and it can cause certain complications in how I perceive and present and project, and stuff like that, words. I saw this post that was really interesting about talking about how it's even hard to like articulate what it said, but I guess to simplify it was saying that like it was talking about language and how the more evolved and complicated language becomes, it's like actually unnatural on some level. Well, maybe not unnatural, but it's part of, I guess, evolution on some level, that we're complexifying and building off of other things and creating more words and definitions and options, I guess, which can actually make things counterproductive on some level, where it's like too many words or too complicated. But it said that this was a outcome of like this deep like loneliness, because to be so involved in books and reading and writing, there's a degree of like self-indulgence, like going within someone else's inner world or to dive into your own and to be able to like move words in a certain way, takes a degree of like, typically a lot of writers are more removed from society or so deeply in themselves that it's hard to share and present these things that go on within. Man, my voice. Wow. Yeah, I'm like really losing it. But, and it just got me thinking about how so much of like who I am, why I am, and how I'm able to speak and write and, you know, is because of me feeling isolated on some level or alien to the world and to other people around me. But through a book and through reading, I found this sense of connection that I didn't find in a community or in the world around me. But, you know, if we rewind back in time before a lot of things, I guess, like before things became more complicated and self-focused, we had to function within a tribe or a village or community, and we had to bring something to the table and work together with others to survive. And if we didn't, we would most likely just die, because you couldn't, it wasn't easy to survive on your own. You like had to work with others. So, you know, over time, a lot of things have happened, and the way that things just are has caused so many people to like have to be self-sufficient or survive in their own selves in ways. But there's a disconnect from the world around at times where, you know, yeah, I mean, in general, there's just a very big disconnect from humans and the earth, which is our sustenance to survive, our breath, our nourishment, and then also like people around us, like on a deeper level. You know, for a long time, the sense of community that I found was through drinking and you know, drugs. I did a little bit of, I mean, I didn't go too far deep into that world because I had an older sister who had a drug addiction, had problems with that. So I saw how bad it could go. So I didn't go too far deep into that because I just was afraid of becoming like that. But just, you know, that to connect with people, there was a degree of like I had to sacrifice part of myself, or maybe not nurture or care for myself on a deeper level, or else I feel like I wouldn't have had that. I don't know. There's a lot of layers to it, and it's not just one thing. And it's sometimes even when like I define or want to make sense of, or I'm explaining something, I get really like, but you know, that's not like fully what it is. That's a part of it. So sometimes I just limit. I don't even like share anything because I don't want to like say it wrong or do it wrong. And this is my own like fears of just being misunderstood and not making sense, or I guess deeper underneath that is like being rejected or not liked or loved, because I don't want to be misperceived. Because if my heart and my soul and my mind was truly being, you know, like perceived as I was trying to share it, that, you know, I guess I'm like, why would someone not feel my heart and love, like I love so deeply? Why would I not be loved back? And not everyone's gonna like or love me, or everybody, any certain people. Just looking at bumper stickers ahead of me, but interesting. Okay, not even gonna share that. Okay. So I don't know, and I've been feeling this sense of like, I'm so open and honest and vulnerable in so many ways that part of me feels like I have to do this and be this, because like hopefully it's helpful for others to like maybe they relate or can connect to what I'm saying. And when it comes down to it, I just want to connect. That's really like, I want to feel connected to myself, to those around me, to a bigger collective thing. And so me expressing and using these words that I've learned and acquired through years of self-isolation and alienation in ways, while also loving people and being very extroverted. Like as much as I am so deeply in myself and feel isolated and alien, like I also love people and I love connecting with people and I love putting myself out in the world. So I'm like very much like not introverted or extroverted. I feel very much like right in the middle between these two Um, so yeah, and I guess I just like the one thing I really do have to understand and relate to, like, really know is myself. And so sometimes even I'm talking about myself, I'm like, wow, you're just making it about yourself. I'm like, well, yeah, but like, what else do I really know for sure? Like, I can have theories about things, I can have opinions and thoughts and beliefs, but like, I don't know for sure any of this. Like I'd rather share myself and my path, my story, my experience, because I know that that's mine. Like that is the one thing I really have. So I'm not being like selfish or narcissistic. I'm just wanting to understand and share and connect. So I'm talking through this for myself and for you out there. And like, it is first and foremost for myself, and also, yes, with the intention to connect. But it's like, even if someone weren't to even watch this, or maybe just one person gets this far in, like, that's okay. That's enough. Like, it's not for a bunch of views. I don't need that. Like, I need to be self-aware, and I want to be known, and I want to connect, and I want, yeah. So that's a little bit more about me, which it's funny, I find myself like, I want to come out, and then I find myself shrinking, where I just feel like this discomfort of being true to myself and authentic. It's like, I feel like I'm going to upset something, or just disturb something, or trigger something, or just like cause a problem just by being me. And I had this breakthrough yesterday. I'm like, I just have a deep guilt and shame for just being me, for just existing, literally just for existing. I feel like bad that I exist sometimes, which is so terrible. And I know I can't be alone in that. And so maybe me expressing that hopefully makes you feel less crazy or weird about having the same thing. Or maybe you don't ever feel that and you're like, oh wow, that's intense. Like, yes, it is. It is. It sure is. So, but as I talk through it and I bring it into the light, these things that I feel like hide within myself or my shadow or whatever, like these like these little things that like don't really maybe serve the greatest good. They're very real and they're very human, and I can't just like deny that they exist and be like, oh, everything is fine and love and light and it's magic, and like, that's really annoying sometimes actually to do that. So I, in the past, have done that. I don't want to say I'm guilty of it, because I don't want to put more guilt on me, but like, I definitely have like wanted to just sprinkle rainbows on things, and it's really triggering and upsetting, and it's bypassing a really real, raw human thing, which is like all the emotions and thoughts that one can have while trying to function in a very backwards, weird, inverted reality that just like seemingly keeps getting weirder. And also, it's like getting more and more beautiful and great and good. Like, there's good things happening in every moment. There's so many things to witness that are beautiful and that can spark joy, and like, there's a lot to be grateful for. We are blessed. I am blessed. And I really want to focus on that part of things as much as possible, because that brings me a sense of like groundedness and clarity and connectedness, and also like being aware of the really strange, off-putting, bizarre, just like terrible things that are happening simultaneously. Like, there's a lot going on, more than we can even comprehend or should be able to comprehend and digest, because like 100 years ago, we, like before all this technology, like we were just aware of what was around us, and we had like, even back further where I was saying like we had a tribe and a village and a community, and so that was like, what we had to go off of, and that's like where our focus was. And these glasses are so dirty. But nowadays, it's like we are disconnected from our physical reality closest to us, and we're in these little portal, scroll, like just like in these other worlds, like so many things going on. It's like just too much to comprehend and process. It's like sensory overload, like just information overload. So, I'm sorry, I'm yawning because now you're gonna yawn. That's such an interesting phenomenon. Everything is interesting and strange if you look at it close enough. Truly. And I decided I'm like, I need to do some like shortened, concise little snippets of videos I'm going to start doing. I really want to work on like some more comedy stuff and just like focus on like invoking laughter while also getting into this stuff. Sorry, my eyeballs are like feeling weird. Yeah, so that's a little update for today. Just checking in as I am, because what else can I do? I can tell you about the theories about what's happening in our Earth and like the solar flares that could come and wipe out everything. And you know, I live on a fault line. An earthquake could just open up. So many things could happen. But I don't want to spread fear, and I did kind of just do that maybe by saying those things. But it's just an awareness that like so many things can happen in any moment, and things are very like, what, we don't know. So like to hold on too tightly to anything is, you're gonna hurt a little harder. So it's good to have a form of like healthy detachment, like not being like disassociative and detached from everything, but just like, you know, just know that we have to let go of things sometimes. And pull up a little bit more. Yeah, because at any moment we have to let go. But like the one thing we have to hold on to, like let go of beliefs, let go of thoughts of like what it is, because there's the only way to really truly know, I guess, is deep within yourself and in your intuition and in your this part of you, you know, just like really feeling into things. And yeah, and like living by that, like your own inner compass, and just being very attuned to your spirit and your mind, having it be clear, emptied of all the busy thoughts that cause anxiety, and just kind of clear it all up. Be like, okay, that's not the truth. I want to, what is this person doing? Oh my gosh. Gosh, people can be so rude and just like, why? You know, like just chill out. It's all good. Like you don't need to. If we get all worked up about these little things, it's like, how are we going to handle the big things, you know? And like it's all means something, and I guess those little things usually trigger a bigger thing underneath the surface. But yeah, so just appreciating every moment, what we have while we have it, because we don't know how long we're going to have what we have. And if we live life just really being in a state of gratitude and appreciation and centeredness, presence in the moment, I feel like the future could be way better than bringing through more stress and anxiety and fear and worries about what could happen. Because even like meditating and focusing on the potential of that happening is creating that reality in your mind, which is therefore, that's more than we should. Like if we could not have that at all, even in our thoughts, like that'd probably be better than like, you know, having it exist in our imagination even. Like, so not to be like ignorant or, you know, stick your head in the sand, because you've got to be aware on some level, but also it's like, yeah, being intentional about what you're feeding into. So that's what I have this early morning before I clean all day, and just wanted to unravel some things. And thanks for listening. And yeah, I hope you flow forward with as much peace and joy and contentment and clarity and groundedness in like the earth and the ethers. And yeah, so take care, and just take all the care. Just take it, okay? Receive the care and the nurturing and the love, because you deserve it. And yeah, peace and love and all the good things, and authenticity, releasing, receiving. Okay, cool. Till next time.